Hello everyone, welcome back to another Redux-Toolkit project video in which I am going to show you how you can work with React-Query and Redux-Toolkit together in a React application by building this amazing movie box office application. So let's have a quick demo of this application that we are going to build in this video. So as you can see that initially I am rendering around 20 movie on our home page. So we are going to use here TMDB API. So I am rendering all this movie with the help of TMDB API key, which is a third party. And at the below we have also pagination. So you can see that we have also pagination over here. So you can move forward by clicking on next, and you can move backward by clicking on previous. So you are also going to see how you can basically implement pagination with Redux-Toolkit and React-Query. Now let's move to the top, and you can also mark any movie to favorite. So if you click on this star, so it's going to be favorite, and if you click on this one, then also it's going to mark as a favorite, and you can see your favorite movie list on this favorite page. So if you click on this one, so you are going to basically navigate towards the favorite page, in which I am going to show only those movies which mark as a favorite. And if you click on this arrow back, so you are going to basically navigate towards the home page. We are also having some nice image effect on each movie card, you can see that over here. And if you click on any movie card, then you are going to basically navigate towards the movie detail page, in which I am showing some detail about movie like title, overview of movie, rating, type, release date, runtime, and genre. So all this basic detail I am displaying on this movie detail page. So this is the overall application that we are going to build in today's video, and GitHub link will be available in description for your reference. So check out description for the GitHub link. Now before we start working on this application, if you haven't subscribed my channel, then please do subscribe this channel, and also like and share this video with your friends and colleagues. So let us start working on this application without wasting any time. So guys, now I am going to create a React project. So in this project, obviously we are going to use Redux-Toolkit. So I'm going to create a React project with this command. So we are going to use a TypeScript in this project. So let's copy this command, and I'm going into this directory, and I'm going to open a command prompt, and let's just paste that command. And I'm going to give my app name over here like movie box office. Okay, so let's hit enter, and it's going to take around 2 to 3 minutes to set up our project. So I'll be back once the project setup get complete. So as you can see that our project is now set up. So let's go into this directory first. So cd movie box office, and first I'm going to install some packages in this project. So package I'm going to install like React-Query, because we are going to use here React-Query in this project. And we need access, we need React icons, and we need React router DOM. So let's install all these packages first, and I have already opened this project in my VS Code. So let's go into the VS Code. So you can see that I have already opened my project in my VS Code. So you can see that we got some package already from our Redux-Toolkit by using that command. So we got this Redux-Toolkit and React Redux. We have installed 4 packages, that is Axios, React icon, React query, and React router DOM. So before we do anything in this project, first I am going to configure my TMDB API key. So I'm just going to create one env file in the root folder. So I'm going to create an environment file, and let's first configure our TMDB API key, which is required in this project. So you have to go to this official TMDB website and create your account. It's just a normal sign up procedure. So once you sign up to this website, you will see this page. Then you have to go to the setting by clicking on your profile icon. Then you have to click on this API in sidebar, and since I have already created my API key with this account, So you won't see this for now. Hence in your case it will be different if you're creating for first time. So you will see something like this, as you can see in my screen. So here you have to just provide some basic detail in form, and there will be submit button. Just click on that and then you will see your API key. So this is just basic thing you have to do in order to generate your API key on TMDB. Now I will go back to my VS Code and I will paste my API key in environment file. Now I'm going to paste the API key which I have already generated. So this is my API key, and I have also included the API which I am going to use in this project. So this is our API and this is my API key which I have already generated. So that's it. Let's close this file. After that I'm going to do some cleanup in this project. So you can see that we got one feature folder and we got some basic code from our Redux toolkit. So I don't need this counter folder. So I'm just going to delete this one entire counter folder. And after this I'm going to remove this boilerplate code. So let's remove this one first. And let's first give heading like movie app for now, and remove this one because we have deleted that folder. After that let's remove this logo as well. And let's go to this store.ts file. So we don't have this counter reducer, so for now this will be empty. Okay, let's format this one and let's first run our React application. And you can see that our package also got installed. So let's run our React application. So let's wait for the application load into the browser. So you can see that our application is successfully uploaded in browser and we got this heading, that is movie app. Now I'm going to configure Bootstrap as well in this application. So I'm going to use a Bootstrap CDN over here. So I'm just going to copy this CDN link and let's go into the VS Code, and here let's go to this index.html and I'm going to paste that CDN link here. So that's it. Let's close this one. After that I'm going to do some folder and file structure in this project. So we are going to have a folder here like common. We are going to have one folder for component, and then we are going to have a folder for pages. So we are going to have some pages in this application. Then we are going to have one more folder that is called provider, in which we are going to configure our React query. And we are going to have one more folder for making API request, that is service folder. Okay. So we got all this folder. After that I am going to create some more folder inside this pages. So we are going to have one home page. We are going to have one more folder that is called movie, in which we are going to show the movie detail about the particular movie. And we are going to have a folder for favorite movie. Okay. And inside this, for now I'm just going to create a file here, and let's generate a snippet because I'm going to configure React router DOM in this project. So this will be a home page, and this will be also home page. So let's make it home. Now the same file I'm going to create here again in favorites, and let's just copy this one, and this will be favorite page. So let's copy this one, paste it over here, and one more file I'm going to create inside this movie folder. So this will be also index.tsx, and let's just copy this one. So in this page we are going to show the detail about the specific movie. So this will be movie. So we got 3 pages in this application. So let's configure React Router DOM. So from React Router DOM we need to bring browser router, routes and routes. So let's bring those components. So browser router, routes and route. And after this I'm going to use here a browser router, and inside that I'm going to have routes, in which we are going to have bunch of routes. So those routes we are going to mention inside route component. So first we are going to have our home page, and we can bring our home component. Then we are going to have a single movie page in which we are going to show the movie detail about the specific movie. So movie, and that will be based on ID. And here we need to bring our movie page. Then we are going to have one more page for favorites movie. So this will be favorites, and we have to bring the favorites. Okay. Now let's go into the browser and verify this one. So you can see that we are rendering home page here, and let's go to this movie route. Let's give some random ID. So we are not rendering, so let's go back to VS Code. Let's go to this movie page. Okay, this will be also movie. Let's go into the browser. So now you can see that we are rendering movie page, and if you try to navigate towards favorite, then we are going to render favorite page. Okay, so all 3 pages is rendering in our app. You have already saw that. So that means we have successfully able to configure React Router DOM in this project. Now after that I am going to configure React Query in this project. So let's create one file here, index.tsx. So in this file we need to bring props with children from React. So from React, let's bring that one, props with children. And from React Query we need to bring query client provider and query client. So let's bring those. So we need to bring query client provider and query client. After that I'm going to export my React query provider. So React query provider, and it's going to receive a children. After that props with children, and we can pass here unknown. After that I'm going to create an instance of query client. So query client, new query client. So this basic configuration is required in order to work with the React query in a React application. After that I can return here, and we can return query client provider, in which we have to pass client. So this query client we have to pass, and then we have to pass here children, and we are getting some error here. So it will be unknown. So let's save this file and let's go to this index.tsx file. So I'm going to wrap this component with that React query client provider. So React, so what is the export we have put over here? React query provider. So we have to bring this one, React query provider. So VS Code automatically import that one, and we can wrap our app component inside this React query provider. So let's save this file and let's check in our browser whether we have any issue or not. So it seems like we don't have any issue. Let's refresh this application. So we don't have any issue after configuring our React query in this project. Now after that, I'm going to start with the header component first. So I'm going to create a folder here, header, and I'm going to have one more folder for card. So first I'm going to start working with the header. So I'm going to create one file here, index.tsx, and we are going to have one style file as well. So style.css. So let's generate a snippet over here, and this will be header, and this will be header. Let's give here header. So inside this header component, first I'm going to remove this one, and I'm going to use here header HTML tag. Inside this header I'm going to use nav, and I'm going to use your link from React router DOM. So here I'm going to have a logo. Let's give your class name image logo. Let's give your source. So I'm just going to paste a link here. So this logo I'm going to use, and after that I'm going to have alternate as well. So it will be logo only. And whenever you are going to click on logo, so basically you are going to navigate towards the home page only. So let's format this one first. After that we are going to have one more link for favorite. So once you click on this favorite link, so you are going to navigate towards the favorite page. So let's give your path favorites, and inside that I'm going to use a class name here. So it will be favorites, and let's give here text right. I'm going to give one inline styling, that is to remove the underline. So text decoration will be none. And let's give the link name here favorites. Let's format this one, and I'm going to paste the styling inside this CSS file. So this styling I'm going to use for our header component. So you can copy all this styling. Now let's go to this index.tsx file, and we have to bring that CSS file. Now let's bring this header component in our app.tsx file. So we can use our header component here. So you can see that VS Code automatically import header component for me. And let's remove this heading, it's not required. Let's format this one. Let's go into the browser. So now you can see that we got our nice header, and if you click on logo, so you are going to navigate towards home page, and if you click on favorite, you are going to navigate towards the favorite page. So header component is done in this application. Now we are going to fetch the movie from our TMDB API, and we are going to display on this home page in a card component. So we are going to do everything step by step in this project. So first I am going to define a type over here. So in the common folder, first we have to define the type for our movie. So let's create one file here, a TypeScript file. So types.ts, and we have to export type, and movie type we can give. So movie could have ID, so it will be number. So whenever you fetch a movie from TMDB API, so each movie basically include lot of information, but we are going to use only some information. So we are going to use like ID, we are going to use here poster path, okay, which basically cover the image URL of that specific movie. So it will be in a string. Then we are going to have a title, so basically it will contain inside this original title, that will be also a string. Then we are going to have overview. After that we are going to have average, vote average. So overview, vote average, this information we are going to show on the movie detail page, okay, not on our home page. So it will be average, and that will be number. Then we have a release date. Then we have a runtime of movie, that will be also a number. And we are going to have a genre of movie, so genre will be in array format, so we have to specify here array. So it's going to include ID, which will be a number, and we need name, which will be a string. So this much information we are going to use in this project. And on home page we are not going to use all this information. So on home page only required ID, poster path, and original title, and same thing goes for favorite page as well. So entire information we are going to use on our movie detail page, okay. So we are done with the movie type. Now we have to write service, okay. So first let's start with the API. So here what we have to do, so we have to bring access. After that let's create a API here. So const API access.create, and here we have to provide base URL. So API I have already put inside my environment file, so I'm just going to use this way, and that will be React app API, and that's it. We have to just export this API, so export default API. After that I'm going to create one more file, so that will be like Paginate movies. So we are also going to have a pagination in this application on our home page, so that's the reason I have given this file name. Now after that what we have to do, so I'm going to bring a use query from React-Query. So use query we have to bring, and we have to also bring the API which we have just created now. And we have to also bring the movie type which we have created in our common folder. So from common folder we have to bring that one, movie type, and after that let's specify here paginate fetch. So we are going to receive a page number from our home page, that will be a number, and we have to specify here promise because we are going to make a API request, and here we have to give movie type which will be an array. Now let's define here function. to fetch movie. So fetch paginated movies, and we can specify this one, and we can specify this one, this type, and we can specify here type paginate page, and we can specify here type paginate page, and this will be async, and I'm going to pass here argument page, and I'm going to provide here default value, that is 1. So in case if you're not receiving a page number from home page, then it's going to take default value, that is 1. Now after that I'm going to get a data. So first make API request here, so await API dot get, and I'm going to give here path, so movie popular, and here we have to specify our API key, process dot env dot react app API key, and then we have to also pass page here, which will be nothing but this argument page. Okay, so we are going to receive a data here. After that we can return our data. So our movie is going to store inside this result, so we have to target the results. Okay, now I'm going to create a hook here, which I'm going to use on my home page. So use paginated fetch movies, and it will be page and number, and we can use here use query. We can provide here movies and page. Okay, now we are going to have this callback method, and we are just going to use this one, fetch paginated movie, and we can pass here page, and we have to also make sure to keep the previous data to true. Let's format this one, and I'm going to export this custom hook. So export default use paginated fetch movies. Okay, so let's save this file, and I'm just going to check this is correct or not. So I think this is fine. So first I'm going to verify whether this working or not. So let's go to our home page. So let's go to our home page, and I'm just going to simply use that hook. Okay, so use paginated fetch movies. Okay, so this hook we have created. So here it's saying expected 1 argument but got 0 because we have defined this argument, that is page. So for now we can just pass here 1, and here it's going to expose some property, that is data. So I'm just going to rename this data to movies, and let's just put a console log over here. So movies, whether we are getting any movies or not. So let's go into the browser, refresh this one, and I'm going to open my console. So you can see that I got 20 movies. Okay, so this is working. So we have successfully able to fetch the movie from our TMDB API with the help of React query. So let's close this one. Now I am going to display all the movie that we are going to receive from our TMDB API on our home page in a card component. So I'm going to start working on our card component in this application. So let's go into the VS Code, and here you can see that I have already created a folder in component. So I'm just going to create two files, so index.tsx and one for styling, so style.css. Let's generate a snippet and let's give this one card. And this card component is going to receive some movie data from our home page, and here we have to specify type. So you can see that in common we have a types. So on home page in a card component we are not going to use all information, so we are only going to use id, poster path and original title. So in card component we have to omit some data, that is overview, vote average, release date, runtime and genre, because this information we are going to use on our movie detail page. So this is not required on our home page. So on home page only required id, poster path and original title. So we are going to omit some of the property. So let's define here our type. So export type, let's give here like movie card data, and I'm going to use here omit. And here first we have to provide our movie type, and then we have to specify the property which we are going to omit. So overview, vote average, then we are going to omit release date, after that runtime and genre. Now we can use this type here. After that I am going to bring some icon from our React icon. So from React icon we have to bring icon from AI, and we are going to use the icon like AI outline star, AI fill star. Now let's start working on our return part. So we are going to have one div with the class name call -md -4 and call sm -6. We are going to have one more div with the class name card and card block. Then we are going to have h4 tag with the class name icon have, and inside that I'm going to use I tag, and inside that I'm going to use that icon. So for now I'm going to use this AI outline star. So once we start working on our favorite page, then we are going to use this AI fill star as well. So for now I'm just going to use this one, and let's give here size 24. After h4 tag we are going to have image. So first we have to provide a path here. So https image.tmdb.org/t/p w500, and then we have to provide here path. So that will be like movie data.poster path, and in alternate we can give just title. So movie data.original title we can use here. And now we are going to have a link. So once you click on movie title, so basically you are going to navigate towards the movie detail page. So here we have to specify our path, so movie, and we have to pass the id, so movie data.id, and we are going to have h5 tag with the class name card-title, and we have to give some more class name, that is empty -3. So this is all bootstrap class name. and here we can just show our movie title. So movie data dot original title. Let's format this one. So for now we are done with this card component. So let's go to this home page, and here I'm going to define one state. So page, set page, use state, and this will be a number, and we can give here initial value 1. Now here we don't have to pass the value like this way, so we can pass here page. Now after that what we have to do, so in return first we can remove this one, and I'm going to use here fragment, and let's also expose is loading as well. Now here first we can check, like if we have like is loading, then we can just show like loading with 3 dot. So loading, let's give here 3 dot, and in else we are just going to render our card component. So we are going to have a div with the class name container, and we are going to have one more div with the class name row. Now inside that we are going to have our movies. So I'm just going to use here implicit way. So movie.map, and here I am just going to expose the property that is id, poster path, and original title. And here we can bring our movie card data. So from card component we can bring that one. So let's go to this component, let's go to this card, and we have to bring that movie card data, and here we can use that one. Okay, now after this, so we can return here, and we are going to return our card component. So let's bring that one as well. And let's remove this one, and here we have to pass id. So this id we can use. We have to pass poster path. So we can just copy this one, we can paste it over here, and original title. Okay, let's format this one, and let's go to the card component first. So we have to also bring the styling for our card component. So style.css, and I'm just going to paste the styling for our card component. So this much styling I'm going to use for this card component. So you can copy all this styling. So you can copy all this styling by pausing the video. So we have a lot of styling for this card component. So I hope you have copied all this styling. So let's save this file, and let's go to this home page. So I think for now we are done with this home page. So let's go into the browser and verify this is working or not. So now you can see that we are successfully able to render our movie list on our home page. And if you click on any movie title, so basically you are going to navigate towards the movie detail page. You can see that we are rendering this movie page, and if you click on this logo, you will navigate back to the home page. And I just wanted to remove this underline from this movie title. So let's go into the VS Code, and let's go to this card component, and we can just give your style. So let's give inline style like text decoration none. So let's save this one, and let's go into the browser, refresh this one. So now we are not seeing that underline. So let's refresh this one, and we are not able to see the underline on our movie title. So this part is completed over here. So we have successfully able to list our movie from TMDB API on our home page. So it fetched 20 movie per page from TMDB API. Now after this, I wanted to work on our pagination part. So below we are going to have a pagination. So let's start working on our pagination as well in this application. So let's go into the VS Code and let's go to the home page. So after that, I'm going to use a footer, and let's give here some inline style. So I'm going to have margin that will be 10 pixel, and inside this footer we are going to have a button with the class name btn primary. Okay, and type will be the button, and let's give here on click method. So if you here click on previous, so we are just going to decrement. So set page, and it's gonna take this previous page. So we are just going to decrement this one. Okay, so let's format this one, and this previous button will be disabled if you are in first page. So we have to also check that one. So if you are in first page, then make it this button disabled, else it will be enabled. So the value of button will be the previous. Now I'm going to copy this button and I'm going to paste below, and this time we are going to increase because the value of button will be the next and this will be the false. So if you here click on next, so the page is gonna increase, and we are also going to show a page number. So we are going to have a p tag. Let's keep some inline style, and here I'm going to display this one as a inline, and let's give here margin that will be a 10 pixel, and here just going to show page. So let's save this one, and let's go into the browser, refresh this one, let's scroll down. So now we got our pagination. Let's click on next. So you can see that our movie list is getting updated after clicking on next. Let's click on next again. So again it's got updated, you can see that. So you can see that our movie list got updated once you click on the next button, and if you click on previous, this will also get updated, and if you're on first page, then this previous button will be disabled. So our pagination is also working in this application. So we have completed all the functionality on our home page. So we are displaying our movie in a card component along with the pagination. So home page part is completed over here in this application. Now after that, we wanted to basically start working on our movie detail page. So if you here click on any movie, like if you click on this movie, so you are going to basically navigate towards the movie detail page. So this thing we are going to work in this application. So first we will start working with our service, then we will work on our movie detail page. So let's go back to the VS Code. So first we are going to write our service. So let's go to this folder, that is services, and here I am going to write, and here I am going to create one file, that is fetch movie. And here first we need to bring again a few things. So I'm just going to copy these 3 import statement. This is also required in this file. Now after that I have to also provide the type. So we are going to fetch the single movie based on the ID. So fetch movie by ID, and movie ID will be basically string, and it will be promise because we have to make a API request. So promise, and we have to pass here movie type. Now after that we are going to write a function to fetch a movie. So const fetch movie, and we have to specify here type. So it will be fetch movie by ID, and the function will be async, and here we have to pass argument, that is movie ID, and again it will be string. Then we need a response. So const response equal to await API dot get, and here we have to specify our URL. So movie, then here we have to specify movie ID, and also we have to specify our API key. So API underscore key, and then we can bring our API key from environment file. So process dot env dot react app API key, and that's it. After that we can return our response. So response dot data, okay. Now we have to write here our custom hook, which is responsible for fetching the data that we are going to use in our movie detail page. So use fetch movie by ID. Again we have to pass here a movie ID argument, that will be string, and here I'm going to use query, and here it will be movie, and movie ID we have to pass. Then we are going to have this callback function, that is fetch movie, and here we have to pass movie ID. Let's format this one, and we can export this hook. So export default use fetch movie by ID, and we got some typo here, so it will be process, okay. So we are done with this service, which is responsible for fetching the movie based on the ID. So it's going to fetch a single movie based on ID. So we have completed this service. Now after that I am going to start working on our movie detail page. So let's create a CSS file as well. So style.css, and let's start working on our movie detail page. So first we need to grab the ID, because if you go back to the browser, so you can see that we got a movie ID in URL. So we need this ID with the help of use param. So we can use here use param to grab that ID, which is coming from React router DOM. So let's grab the ID. After that we can make a request here. So let's bring that custom hook. So use fetch movie by ID, and here we can pass ID, okay. And here you might notice some warning we are getting. So to avoid this warning, we can simply give here empty string, and now we will get our data. So it's going to expose some property, so we need only data, and we can rename this one to movie. Okay, so I'm just going to rename this one to movie. After that, let's start working on our return part. So I'm just going to use your fragment first, and I'm going to have a div with the class name container. Inside that, I'm going to have a div with the class name header, and I'm going to use one icon here, fi arrow left. So we need to bring this icon from our React icon. So React icon from fi, and we have to use icon here, fi arrow left. Okay, so once you click on this icon, basically you are going to navigate back to the home page. So let's give here size 24, and on click method we need here. So let's define here use navigate as well. So const navigate. So we are using here React Rotterdam version 6. So we have to use here use navigate from React Rotterdam. Earlier we used history, but with updated version of React Rotterdam, we have to use here use navigate. So I am storing the reference of use navigate into a navigate variable. So now here we can simply write a function navigate, and let's give here home URL. Now after this, we are going to have a div with the class name movie card. Then let's have a card body class name, and inside that we are going to have one more class name with the row. Then we are going to have one more class name, so call lg5, call md -4, and call sm -6. Inside this div we are going to have one more div with the class name white box. Okay, and that's it. And then I'm going to have one more div with the class name poster, and inside that I'm going to display first image. So in the source we have to give the same path that we have used in our card component. So I'm just going to grab this one, this path, and let's just paste it over here. So here it will be movie, not movie data, and in alternate we can just show a title. So movie dot original title, and let's give your class name image responsive. So I'm just going to format this one so it will be easy to read for you. Now after this div we are going to have one more div with the class name call -lg7, then call md-7, then call sm6. Okay, so inside this div we are going to have a h4 tag with the class name text left and title. Then inside this we are going to show the movie title. So movie dot original title. Okay, and here let's give a implicit way. After that we are going to have a movie description. So that's gonna be in p tag. So p with the class name text left, and we can have here a movie overview. So movie dot overview. Then we are going to have a rating. So we are going to have a div with the class name star, and inside this div I'm going to use a fill star icon, so that we have to bring from AI, not from FI. So AI, and that will be AI fill star. So inside this I am going to have like AI fill star, and that will be size 24, and then we are going to have a span tag with the class name rating, and here we are going to show the movie rating. So movie dot vote average. Now after this div we are going to have one more div with the class name text left, and we are going to have one more class name, that is movie detail. So inside that we are going to have some detail about movie like type, release date, runtime, genre. So we are going to have a span tag, so it will be type, and I'm going to use here a strong tag. So we are not going to use a type tag, so it will be just movie type. Okay, and I'm going to use here a strong tag, and type will be movie only, so I'm just going to hard code this one. Now after this we are going to have couple of more span tags, so I'm just going to copy this one and I'm just going to paste it over here. We are going to have two more span tags. So this will be a release date, and here I'm just going to use a property like movie dot release date, and this will be a runtime. So let's use here movie dot runtime, and this will be a genre. So it is in array format. So what I can do over here, so movie dot genre, and here I can use map, and then I can basically destructure name, and here we can simply do like name and dot join with the comma. So that's it. We have completed our movie detail page. Now we have to bring the styling for this file. So style.css, and I'm going to paste the CSS styling for movie detail page. So this much styling I'm going to use for my movie detail page. So you can copy all this styling. So I hope you have copied all this styling by pausing this video. So let's save this file and let's go into the browser. So now you can see that we got our movie detail page with nice styling. Okay, so we have got the movie name, overview of movie, rating, type, release date, runtime, and genres. And we got this arrow. So if you click on this arrow icon, so you are basically going back to the home page. And if you click on other movie, so we got this. Okay, so we have completed the movie detail page as well in this application. Now next thing, I wanted to basically start working on our favorite page. So if you just click on this icon, so it's first going to fill this icon and it's going to display the same movie in this page. Okay, so whichever the movie you mark favorite, that movie is going to display in this page. Okay, so let us start working on this functionality as well. So first we are going to work on our reducer part. So we are going to create a slice in which we are going to define our reducer and action. So first we are going to work on that part, then we will work on our favorite page. So first we have to work on our reducer part. So I am going to create a slice in this feature folder. So we are going to have a slice here like favorite movie slice .ts. So in this file we have to bring a create slice and payload action from our Redux toolkit. So from Redux toolkit we have to bring a create slice and payload action. After that we have to also bring the movie type. So from common folder we have to bring our movie types. After that I'm going to define my slice. So export const favorite slice. So favorite slice, and I'm going to use here create slice, and we have to define here slice name. So it will be favorites, and then we have to define initial state, and then we have to define here reducer. Inside we are going to write a action which is responsible for updating the state in our store. And now I'm going to define all this thing like initial state and reducer outside this function. So first we have to omit some of the property like the way we have done in our card component. So I can just copy this one and let's go to our slice. So type movie equal to omit, and I'm just going to paste that one. So this whole thing we have to omit again on our favorite page. Now we have to also define interface. So favorite state, and this will be movies, and it will be empty array initially. Then we can define our initial state, and here we have to pass this interface, that is favorite state, and movies will be the empty array, and here we have to give movie. Okay, so initial state is ready. Now we have to define the action here inside reducer. So that too I'm going to define outside. So we are going to have two actions, that is add favorite and remove favorite. So let's define first add favorite. So this action is going to receive two arguments, that is state and action. So in state we can have our favorite state, and in action we can use here payload action. So payload action, and inside that we can pass this movie. So here we have to write the logic. Okay, so first we have to check like if we have the existing movie, then we don't have to add again. Okay, so existing movie equal to state dot movies, and we can use here find, and then movie dot id if it's matched with action dot payload dot id. So if it's matched with that id, that means user is trying to add the same movie again. So in that case we don't want it to add. So if you don't have the same movie, then we wanted to add that movie in the favorite. So here we can have like state dot movies, and we can push that movie. So that will be like action dot payload. Okay, so this is the logic for adding the favorite movie. Now we can use this action here inside this reducer. Let's format this one. Now we have to define an action to remove favorite movie. So const remove favorite movie, and again this is going to take state and action, 2 argument. So again it will be favorite state, and action it will be payload action, in which we have to pass here number. Okay, so inside this action we have to basically update our favorite movie list. So const update favorite movie list, and again we have to do like state dot movies, and here we can use filter, and again we have to use here filter. So we are using here filter method to basically remove that movie from our favorite list. So movie and movie dot id, and here it will be action dot payload. Okay, so this way we can update our movie list. So we are using here filter method, and if the id is not matched, that means we have to keep all those movie in our favorite movie list. Okay, so after that what we can do, so state dot movies equal to updated favorite movie list. Okay, that's it. Let's format this one, and we can pass down it here inside reducer. So remove favorite movie. So we have typo here, so let's remove this one. Let's save this one, and now we have to basically export this action. So export const, and here favorite movie slice dot action. So here we can have like add favorite movie, and basically you can rename this one if you wanted, and here we can expose those actions. So add favorite movie and remove favorite movie. Now we have to also export our reducer. So here we are getting cannot redeclare block scope variable. Okay, so we can rename this one. So it will be like add favorite, and let's give here like remove favorite. Okay, let's format this one. Now we have to also export our reducer. So export default favorite slice dot reducer. Now we have to update our store as well with this reducer. So let's go to this app, and here we have to bring our reducer. So import favorite reducer from this feature folder, and I'm going to use here key like favorites, and we can simply attach this reducer. Let's save this one, and we can also verify this one whether we have successfully able to hook up our reducer or not in our store. So let's go into the browser, and we can open this Redux dev tool. Let's click on this one. So now you can see that we got this initial state, and at the moment this state is empty, that is movies. So that means we have successfully able to hook up our reducer in store. Now after that we have to start working on our favorite page. So in the favorite page, again we are going to use the same component, that is cart component. So we are going to basically adjust our existing logic in this cart component. Okay, so basically in cart component we are going to dispatch the action that we have created in this file, that is our favorite movie slice. So this action we are going to use in this cart component. So let us start working on this cart component. So here first we need to extract the movies from our store. So we are going to use here use app selector. So we are going to use this hooks, okay, this custom hook for extracting the state from store and for dispatching the action. So both hooks we are going to use inside this cart component. So here we have our state, and we need here state dot favorite, because our reducer is registered with this key. Okay, you can see that our favorite reducer is registered with this key. So now we can extract that movie state first. Okay, and first let's store the reference of use app dispatch into a dispatch in order to dispatch a action. So use app dispatch we have to also bring. Now here I also need to bring hooks from React, that is use state. So let's first bring this one, and on this star, that is AI outline star, I'm going to have on click method, and I'm going to give one here handler, that is handle favorites. Let's define this one, and we are going to have here state like each favorite, set each favorite. We are going to use here use state, and it will be boolean. So we are using a TypeScript, so we have to do like this way, boolean, and then we can have here one function which basically determine whether this movie is favorite or not. So const is favorite. So let's give here a meaningful name. So const is favorite movie, that will be good. Then movie dot find, not fill, dot find, and we have to use movie, and then movie dot id. So if it's match the id with this id which we are getting from our home page, that is movie data dot id. Okay, then that means this movie is favorite, and then we have to return like this way. So I'm using double exclamation mark So is favorite. Now inside this function we can determine like if is favorite. So if it's true, then we have to basically remove. Okay, means the movie is already favorite. So if you click again, then it's going to basically remove from the favorite list. So in that case we have to dispatch remove favorite action. Okay, so let's bring this action, and here we can pass the id. Okay, and let's use here set is favorite. Also we have to change the state of this one. So previous state, so whatever the value was there, so it's just going to do a toggle. Now we are going to have else part. So in else part basically we are going to dispatch add favorite action. Okay, and here we are just going to store entire movie data, and we have to just copy this one. So I will explain this entire function again. So suppose if you are adding this movie for the first time, okay, so in that case this this will be false, so it's going to come inside this else part. Okay, and it's going to add this movie into a favorite list, and the next time if you click again, then it's going to remove from our favorite movie list. Okay, so in that case each favorite will become true. So this is the overall logic I am using over here, and you will understand better once we implement the full functionality. So let me add one more icon over here. So here what we have to do, so if each favorite, that means we have to show a different icon, that is AI fill star. Okay, that we have already bring from our React icons, and size will be 24, and it will also having a on click method, that is handle favorites. Okay, and in else part we can have this one. So let's save this one, and let's try in browser first, and let's mark this movie as a favorite. So now you can see that this movie is marked as a favorite, and the color of star getting changed. Okay, and we can verify this in this Redux tab tool, because at the moment we haven't start working on our favorite page. So for now we can check in this Redux tab tool. So you can see that in Redux tab tool we got one movie. Okay, and if we add one more, then the state will get update. Let's see this one. Let's add this one as well. So now we got 3 movies, that is favorite, and if you click again it's going to remove from favorite list. Okay, so let's click on again. Now you will see that remove favorite action got dispatched, and this time we have only 2 movies in our movies array. Okay, so this part we have completed over here. Now we have to start working on our favorite movie page. So we have already created a file, you can see that in pages. So we have already created a file here, and we also need a CSS file. So let's create one CSS file as well. Now let's start working on this favorite page. So it will be quite similar to this home page. Okay, so here what we have to do, So here first we need to extract movies state from store. So we can use here use app selector, and we can grab that movie state like state.favorites. So now we got our favorite movies here, and we have to also store the reference of use navigate into a navigate variable, because we are also going to have back button on this favorite page. So let's bring use navigate from React Rotterdam. Now let's first remove this one, we don't need. Let's have a fragment. We are going to have one div with the class name container, and we are going to have one div with the class name header, and we have to bring one icon that is the same icon. Okay, so I'm just going to grab it from this movie detail page. So this icon we need. Let's just paste it over here. Okay, and I can copy this line as well because it's going to be the same. Okay, so this part is done. Now we have to render our favorite movies. So first I'm going to have a h4 tag with the class name title, and I'm just going to give heading here like favorites. After that I'm going to first check like if you don't have any movies. Okay, so movies dot length. So in that case I will basically display a message like please add your favorite movie, something like that. So let's use here h3 tag, and I'm going to give one inline styling. So let's give here margin top 17 pixel, 70 pixel, not 17. And the message I'm going to give here like please add your favorite movie. So this message will only display if you don't have any movie in the favorite. Now after that we are going to render our favorite movies. So again I can use here a div with the class name row. Okay, and I can just copy this thing. Okay, so this entire thing we have to just copy and let's paste it over here. Now we have to bring two things. Okay, so let's copy the import statement as well. So let's copy from here, let's paste it over here, and let's save this file, and let's bring the CSS style file as well for this page. And I'm going to paste the CSS styling for this file. So this much styling I'm going to use for our favorite page. Okay, so you can copy all this styling. So we are done with this favorite page. Now let's verify in our browser. So let's go into the browser, refresh this one, and let's mark it as a favorite, and let's go to this favorite page. So now you can see that in this favorite page we are getting two movies. Okay, so this part is also done in this application. That means we have completed all the functionality in this project. So we have implemented this movie application in which we are displaying 20 movie on the home page. We have also implemented a pagination with React-Query. So we have a pagination, then we have a detail page as well. So if you click on any movie, you are going to navigate towards the movie detail page where we are displaying movie title, overview, rating, type, release date, runtime, and genres. and we have a favorite page as well. So if you go to this favorite, we are also showing the favorite movie as well. And if you remove all the movie from favorite, then you are going to see this message like please add your favorite movies. So this is also working. This back button is also working. So everything is working in this application. So that's it from this video. We have successfully able to build this movie box office application with the help of Redux Toolkit and RTK query. And I hope you have learned some good concept like how to work with React query using Redux Toolkit in a React application. So thank you so much guys for watching this video, and I will see you in some other interesting React project in my next video. Till then, goodbye and take care.